Hello, good morning. How are you? It's the Todd and Erin morning stream on GetBarDaily.com.
No, we have to be plucky because our news director's in the studio today, so everything is perfect. Good morning. How is everyone? Okay, now that's kind of Stepford, isn't it? Never mind, let's not do that. All right, this is going to be such a good show. Number one, Jenna Francis is in, and she does baby steals and kid steals, and if you've never seen her stuff, it is to die for. It's really fun.
Don't die.
Also, elk versus helicopter.
Oh, yeah, that didn't go well.
That's going to be an interesting
Yeah.
one. The ceremonial exchange of the Valentine's Day gifts.
My dream, selling everything you own, and then we're going to tell you more about
That
that.
pretty much seems like that would be our retirement plan, wouldn't it?
The Jazz, 10 in a row.
Isn't that amazing? Took out the Warriors.
Thank
Was
goodness.
it the Warriors yesterday? No, it was Houston. It was one of those, but it was at home.
Thank goodness we made all those trades.
And then some of them left the same day. That was.
You know, some of them just go and put the new jersey on and play that night.
Can you imagine?
That's awesome.
You got to be flexible. All right, let's
Utah.
start with the morning mountain cam. It's brought to you by
Okay.
Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. It's sort of like a glassy sheen of ice today, so they were saying
it's
they were getting
great.
a lot of slide-offs.
It's Stephen King's backyard.
It kind of looks like it,
It
doesn't
is.
it? All right, okay, I've been dying for this. Are you ready for the ceremonial
I
exchange?
was going to mention something about the Olympics.
Go ahead.
We're number one viewership in the country.
Utah? Really?
No, you and I. No, of course Utah. Yes.
Well, you know, a
We
we
care.
could be a larger concept of we. I wouldn't know.
We know. It's been here. We've experienced the Olympic thing. That's why. Plus, curling is hot. So anyway, okay.
Have you heard KSL sort of tried to take credit for this year's Olympics? They're like proud home of the Salt Lake City Olympics
actually
a
on, like-
while ago.
It's actually like on 5 stations.
Isn't that funny? Like we personally
It's all over the
brought
place.
the Olympics here.
We're going to show you the opening and closing ceremony. Curling is on channel 642.
I mean, wouldn't that be humbling that you do all the same work, you do everything the same, you train, you sacrifice your parents, like do a second mortgage on the house to get you coaching, and you're the one that ends up on channel 47, the Ocho, and everybody else is on primetime NBC, and you're like, okay, that'll be good.
The Farming
Thanks.
Network.
That'll be great.
All right, so
Are you ready for the gifts?
Valentine's Day. I'm ready.
Today is different. Today is
Yes.
disastrous Valentine's Day gifts. Now, these are gifts that have been given to friends of ours that we were given permission to share. Number one, why don't you just hold those up for the camera? Now, these came from my girlfriend, Janelle. Janelle had met a nice new boy, and they were doing the first Valentine's Day, and they'd only been dating like 6 weeks.
Hang on.
You got the iPad cam? There you go. Bacon mints and bacon bomb. Now, they'd only been dating like 6 weeks, so they wanted to kind of go light and funny. You know, they didn't want to get too over the top because, you know, it's only been 6 weeks. So he got her the bacon bomb and the bacon mints.
Not going to happen.
Here's one thing. In 6 weeks, I would assume that the subject of your faith would have come up, right?
Okay.
She's Jewish.
Oh, bacon.
Yeah. Now, here's my second favorite. I was given permission from my friend Linda.
That's really
Now,
sad.
I don't know if you
This
know
would
this.
be gross.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but you know how you and I like to go to a festival in the middle of the desert and go to Burning Man every year?
Yes.
Well, there are other festivals that we did not know about. There's
Okay.
King Arthurian sort of festivals.
Medieval ones.
Yeah, and now this is not like your Renaissance fair. This is like hardcore, like everybody gets a designation, and like the Duke set up these massive encampments, and the Queen gets like this killer thing with horses and steeds.
Oh, so this isn't like let's play night.
Oh, no, this is hard.
This is you're a knight.
No, they have chainmail. And then, of course, it gets into the big deal of, and then, like, are you a serving wench, or is your husband like a laborer? And
I would be a serving one.
And then you get the crappy tent, and I said, so what happens? I said, what kind of porta potties do you have in King Arthurian times? She goes, that would be a ditch. So when he had first proposed this idea to her, she went, we're not going to do that. No, second year
And?
proposed it. We're still not going to do that. Apparently, there's also a lot of injuries during jousts and tournaments.
Because they
Just
really
the way they
on
were
bicycles.
back in the real. No, they use horses.
They're crazy.
They use horses. So anyway, this last Valentine's Day, you know, they've been married for 20 years, and she's expecting something kind of cool. It's like 20 years.
May I see it now?
Would you like to stand up and hold that? This is how he told her that. Go ahead and stand up and just model that, baby. It's going to look good on you. This is how he told her that they would indeed be attending this year's King Arthurian Festival, and that he had already bought the $700 per person tickets.
What is she wearing?
Now, Here's a keynote. You'll notice that this is brand new and has yet been untouched. So it did not appear in any ditches at the King Arthurian Festival, nor did Linda. So those are our two disastrous intention Valentine's.
All right, so we won't do that.
I'm thinking
Okay.
no. I think it's important to really discuss that before you plunge right in with, I bought the tickets already.
Most popular dating site by state. What do you think? Okay. Oh, wait.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so. Don't be insulted by this, please.
Why would we be insulted?
Because Louisiana, their favorite site is Cougar Life,
Is that cougar the way I think it is?
along with Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina.
You go, girls.
Not North Carolina. Oh, yeah, North Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia. Cougar Life.
All right. So the Southern girls, you like them a little older. Good for you. Good. That's nice.
Christian Mingle,
Okay.
Georgia and Kansas.
I'm guessing Bible
Folsom,
Belt for that one. Sure.
Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia.
Bible Belt. Yeah.
Farmers only. I love when they get specific.
Well, you know.
They have it for ranchers. They have it for they have it for farmers.
Sure.
They probably have it
They
for
have the Alaska guy ones. That's for fishermen.
plumbers. They should have it for plumbers, and they should have different things. Car dealers.
Well, I think the reason that it makes sense for the farmers though, because this is a very specific lifestyle. You got to have a girl who doesn't mind getting up at 4 a.m. to milk things, and do the planting things with the things that you do with the rows. I mean, you need someone who knows how to do those things.
Utah.
Which apparently I don't.
Is Grindr a kind of site? Is it? I don't know, because I'm married.
It's a gay hookup site.
It's a gay hookup site.
Is that our number one?
Hawaii. Akalakahola. Hawaii, Indiana. What do they have in common? Hawaii, Indiana, Nevada, New Mexico.
I'm joking myself to
Utah
death.
eHarmony, by the way.
Oh, I thought that was us. I was dying laughing.
No, of
We're
course not.
eHarmony. Yeah.
We're our eHarmony.
So basically, the Southwest is okay.
Yeah.
See, but that's very interesting. We're getting specific interests in specific areas.
We started watching with the kids. Started watching Planet. Is it Planet Earth?
Yeah, Planet Earth too.
Oh, with Sir, what's his name? Attenborough.
Richard Attenborough.
Holy mackerel, what a voice!
I know.
And he's just like so calm when the crab eats the octopus. And I remember as
It was
a kid.
multiple crabs. It was a gang crab eating.
First of all, the images are stinking unbelievable. How did they get where they got? I have no idea. How pretty the pictures are. Unbelievable. Zachy and Zoe both like it. Although it brings me back when I was a kid. And didn't you ever just root for the antelope?
Oh, I want the gazelle to live. And
Just-
then you weep inconsolably. It's like, the gazelle didn't make it.
And they showed it like tumble. You just saw legs come over the grass and dust, and they did that.
Yeah, that was that.
Well, wildlife I studied wildlife management, and there was a big story in Current Creek yesterday. Department of
Wow.
Wildlife Resources up there doing what they do, and this is a cool part of the job. They get to trank animals from helicopters.
Oh, yeah. And then you net them and you take them to other places. I do that
Right.
a lot with bad bears, the bears that get into
Right.
human food and stuff. But this was an elk.
Sometimes you can trank them on the ground and then wrap them up in the net, lift them with the helicopter, sweep away to a majestic peak where they are left, and they come to and they're like, what happened last night? And then everything's fine, except for the fact that you got to realize what lift on the helicopter is and weight of the elk.
Well, see, what happened is once they tranked this female elk, and then they put the little tracking collar on her because
Right.
they wanted to study migration, put her in the net, and it's an Australian crew, actually. They were over here. They were subbing out and doing some helicopter work for search and rescue.
Explains a lot.
Division of Wildlife Resources.
They don't know American elk.
Apparently, as the helicopter was attempting to lift, the elk came to. The elk was not happy with its circumstances.
Because it's up in the air.
Yeah. So that was when the violent thrashing
The
of
kicking,
the
yeah.
elk began, which brought the helicopter sideways and then thunk down to the ground. I don't know what pictures we showed, but they
No,
were
we're not.
fairly. They were fairly compelling.
They should stick with wallabies.
There's the search and rescue. They're like, here's another shot of the helicopter
Everybody's
on
fine.
its side.
Except for the elk.
The elk didn't make it.
Make it. I blame the Australians.
You know, it could have been.
Do you have the story about Can't Buy Love?
Yes.
You were going to pull that.
Money apparently actually can buy love. Now, if you've ever heard the immortal phrase from David Lee Roth from Van Halen, he says, sure, money can't buy happiness, but you can buy a big old yacht and park right next to it.
Next to it.
Apparently, you can do the same thing with love.
How so?
Well, they say that this is actually an eHarmony report, and they said that rich couples have...
What are the dollar bills doing in there? That's
because it's
that's
all about
cheap.
It's all about the money.
No, the hundreds I can understand, but the dollar bills spinning around. Show, what are the dollar bills
Richard,
doing in there?
this is not about making it rain. This is about money.
Okay, go
Anyway.
ahead.
It's interesting. What they found out is they went through a dating pool, a marriage pool of 10,000 people in long-term relationships.
Right.
And they said 64% of them are happy with their spousal setup. This is good. I'm happy.
Okay.
This is the person for me. I like them.
Right.
And so what happens, though, is that you get elevated if you have a better education. If you go into college-level education, the number increases to 68%.
Your happiness.
Post-grads. Okay. Yeah, and then, of course, when you have a household income greater than 200,000, 78% say they are deliriously happy.
On what? Based on what now?
If you have a household income of over 200,000.
Okay, I can see that.
And it's interesting. This is one thing, though, that did not occur to me because traditionally they actually say couples' happiness lowers after you have children. But they say that the optimum number is 3, and then that makes it that's the whole perfect package.
And the reason it's 3 is because you see your spouse less, and so there's less opportunities for fighting.
And also your life will be shorter because your children are trying to kill you sooner than later. Hence my cold.
So the
last
money,
time I let Zoe ever hug me again, ever.
So 200,000. That's what we need.
Post-grad, 200,000, 3 kids.
One of them.
We have one of those.
Yeah, that's it.
One post-grad, so
The other
it's
two
1.5.
ain't happening. Yeah. All right. Well,
Does that mean I can't adopt another baby?
You want to see my therapist at work? Here we go. No. There you go. Only took me, how long have we been married? 20 years to say no to her. No. Big jerk. Let's get some information, shall we?
All right. Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's brought to you by Always Black Friday. Always Black Friday, 30 to 75% off every day up in 12th Street in Ogden. By the Denali Medical Clinic. Now, if you've never been in there, they can get rid of your chronic migraines and those joint injuries for good. And they'll do it without opioids. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This is a great time to call and make sure that your furnace is working at peak capacity. allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Hello everyone, here's what's making news on Tuesday, February 13th on GephartDaily.com. A man was killed and a woman hospitalized following a crash on South Redwood Road Monday afternoon. Saratoga Springs Police Chief Andrew Burton told Gephardt Daily the accident happened about 3:30 p.m. when a northbound pickup truck went out of control and struck a power pole. The driver of the truck died at the scene. A woman passenger was transported to the hospital in serious but stable condition. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Police have released the name of a man who died Sunday when his vehicle plunged from the I-215 overpass onto 3500 South in West Valley City. The deceased is identified as 44-year-old Jared P. Lund from New Harmony, Utah. The UHP says Lund was heading northbound on Interstate 215 about 4 p.m. when he suddenly went off the overpass and landed on an SUV below. Lund was pronounced dead at the scene. A man and a woman inside the SUV were seriously injured. And Provo Police and the Division of Wildlife are asking people to be on the lookout for a cougar. According to Provo PD, a woman recently reported a cougar in her yard in the area of 2770 North Foothill Drive. Monday, a resident in the same block found 3 animal carcasses in her yard. A dog, a cat, and a raccoon were found mauled and partially consumed. The DWR is examining the remains to determine if they were in fact killed by a cougar. And time now for your Wasatch Front forecast, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audio visual specialists. If you're putting on a show, you know where to go. After weeks of relatively dry weather, we're going to see some significant snowfall, particularly in the southern part of the state. Meanwhile, we'll continue to have a mix of rain and snow up north. Temps will stay on the high side, however. Daytime temperatures will hang in the low 50s the next couple of days, with overnight lows in the 30s. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. All Utah Plumbing, allutahplumbing.com. All you have to do if you need a new furnace and you want to make your efficiency better and you need a new AC unit because they work together, why not get both of them? You'll save $2,000 right off the top with John at All Utah Plumbing. Plus, they'll give you a free air scrubber. Now you're up to $3,200, which means you get basically a free furnace. More information, go to allutahplumbing.com.
All right, tell me something good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Tell me something good is especially cool today because I had a chance to talk to this kid yesterday, and I'm madly in love with him. It's brought to you by Always Black Friday, where it's 30 to 75% off every day. They're up on 12th Street in Ogden. You can go online on the website and see some of the killer steals they have for that day before you head on up. But this is the deal. This kid was 16 years old, and he became homeless. Karsten Searcher.
On his own?
Mm-hmm. Karsten
It's
Searcher.
horrible.
He was on his own, 16. And he lived in his car and finished high school. And so he sat there and he thought, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? I'm 18. I've graduated. I don't really have anyone I can fall back on. So
Right.
what would matter to me?
Right.
And so he thought, you know what I want to do? I want to be a photographer. So I'm going to move to San Francisco, picturesque, and I'm going to become amazing. So he slept in his car at nights, worked in Starbucks during the day, used it as an office.
Right.
And he goes, it was not a well thought out idea. I was not thinking about the ridiculous cost of housing in the Bay Area. He said, I was just following my heart. But this is what he did. He says, you know, the thing I know I can do is I'm an amazing photographer for weddings. He goes, I love the experience of love and how they express it and what they do.
Right.
Can you show some of the pictures, Richard? Because
He
this
did.
is
He
from
was
his
showing
Instagram.
some of 'em.
This
Just
kid
now.
is heart-stopping.
Oh, my God.
I mean, absolutely heart-stopping. So what he decided to do, he said, I'm going to organize all my problems in a pyramid, all the challenges that would make me huge. And he said, I'm going to start at the top, the easy ones, and I'm going to just start knocking them off, and then I'm going to just keep going till I get to the bottom. Now, there's one, I love this one of the groom getting ready. Look how pretty that is. And the reflection of the groom and his best man in the mirror. But the next round, he took these on a dock on a lake, and it literally looks like the couple is floating on water.
Oh,
Look
that's
how
pretty.
beautiful that is.
That's pretty.
And he says, optimism at the time was tough for me. He said, aside from being homeless, I was also diagnosed with a major depressive disorder, so optimism was sometimes a challenge.
There you go.
But he said, that being said, though, I was also very aware that my situation was circumstantial and that if I worked really hard, I could change these circumstances and I could create my own reality, which I thought was such an amazing thing for an 18-year-old kid. And he says, if you're not lucky enough, he says, you have to be smart enough and skilled enough. So today, I mean, he's got a massive reputation as a
grief.
wedding photographer. Definitely go on Illuma Studios on Instagram and take a look at his pictures because I went through them last night while I was talking to him, and I was just so stunned by how good he is.
And it's such
he's so optimistic and cheerful.
Such a positive. It makes me feel bad for watching people run up our hill, and I'm on the couch,
You're like, keep going, you're doing fine.
and I feel horrible. But he's a good.
Maybe you should take this as an inspiring message, though, because what he's saying is if you do not have the luck, you got to make your own skill and your own circumstances.
I could start a new thing called Running with a Danish. Jana's coming up next. Did you know that?
Jenna Francis is here from She Steals. We'll be talking to her next here on GetPartDaily.com.
Maybe too Danish.
The Todd and Erin morning stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to AllUtahPlumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GetPartDaily.com any time of the day or night?
At Always Black Friday, we love a good deal. We buy new and used products at a discount so we can pass on the savings to you. And we're Gephardt approved. From electronics to clothing to appliances. If you want it, we have it at discount prices. Visit our eBay store or come to our warehouse at 865 West 12th Street in Ogden. Always Black Friday, where you can find Black Friday deals all year round.
Happy Black Friday!
Sorry, I'm just excited because I haven't seen Jana forever. So welcome back to the Todd and Erin morning stream here on GetPartDaily.com. You look so good.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
No, seriously, it's been like, 10 years at least.
I know.
Now,
It's been
can I brag on you just a little bit?
sure.
See, Jenna Francis did something that this was way before Groupon or any of the big deal sites like Zulily or the other ones. And you came up with, was it Baby Deals, the first one?
Baby Steals.
Baby
yes.
Steals, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Baby Deals back then, and then you moved to Steals, but it was always Steals.
Yep, it always started with the website itself. So Baby Steals or Kids Steals. And then about 4 years into it, I actually bought steals.com. And then,
Genius.
yes, thank you.
So, I mean, obviously you knew your market because it's like there's no place that has more children than us.
Yes.
We all know how ridiculously expensive things are, and you're going to buy a pair of $20 shoes
That's right.
that will eventually be useless in about 30 seconds. So you knew your market. So how did it get started, though?
Yeah, so I was actually in media in Utah, as you know, at KSL News Radio and KSL.com. And I was pregnant with my third child, and it had been 6 years since I'd had a baby. So I'm looking online for all the latest and greatest products for my daughter because I actually had a great career and could afford to buy some cool stuff,
Kind
right?
of exciting, I know.
Yeah, and so, but I didn't have time because of being a busy mom of, 2.5 kids and having a demanding career. I didn't have the time to go to the baby stores and brick and mortar boutiques and that kind of thing. So I'm just starting to look online. And this is at a time where, online shopping now seems so, everybody shops online.
Yeah, it's effortless, yeah. But back then, you didn't have the same kind of selection or options
Not at all. Women were so underserved online. And, I remember looking for a diaper bag and trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I going to wear for this, or, have for this baby? And it was just a picture and a price. You were lucky if you could find the measurements. You were lucky if you could hear more or read more about the brand or the quality.
Yeah, what's the fabric? Do I know it? Yeah, exactly.
But there were all these great brands that I felt like on the main retail sites really needed a little bit more explanation, a little bit more promotion. And when I realized that there really wasn't a website out there that spoon-fed busy moms like me, what are the latest and greatest products? Because I want to know why this diaper bag and not that one.
Yeah, exactly.
But there really wasn't a website that did that. So, combining my obsession with my profession is kind of what I did because, of course,
Perfection.
yeah, shopping online plus, digital media and media and broadcasting type stuff. So anyway, it just kind of, I realized to myself, if there isn't a website that can spoon feed a busy mom like me something interesting every day and give it to me at a great deal, then maybe I should create it. And so that's kind of where the concept started.
And then the evil genius began. That's so cool. Well, now we're how many years later? Like,
It'll be 10 years this April that I launched.
That's
which
amazing.
is crazy to me.
so now we have baby steals, kid steals, she steals. I mean,
Yes.
everything. So it's the massive monolith of awesomeness. What were a couple of the biggest mistakes you made starting out? Because you were one of the groundbreakers.
Yes.
So you were kind of feeling your way around.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20, and I've made so many mistakes.
That's how we learn. I hate
it
that.
really
I hate
is.
that though. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want to learn.
I know. It's really hard to pinpoint one specific mistake, but I would say if I could do anything differently from the very beginning when I started, it would be believe in myself more. Because the reality is, I had a very demanding career, but I had this idea and I wanted to get it going. And I launched in April of 2008, but I had the idea in 2006. And so it took me 18 months from idea to, concept to actually going live. And that was mainly because, all of the other things I had going on in my life. But if I could do it over, I would have kind of fast-tracked that because I had no idea that the idea that I was working on was going to become, the reality is, steals.com is amazing and it's great, but, and I don't really want to say but if you look back, some other companies came in with a similar concept. Later on, they got tens or in some cases hundreds of millions of dollars in funding.
Wow.
And they surpassed, anything that, steals.com has ever generated. Some of those are no longer in business, mind you.
Exactly.
But if I would have realized the speed to market that would have been necessary online, I probably would have done things a lot faster and really believed in my idea But again, hindsight's 20/20.
No, but see, that's the thing though. Digital's like that. It's like a foot race. It's like the same weird thing with the video podcasting. We're like, okay, how does a digital platform work? And it's a foot race to get ahead of everybody else. Because you're right. Once you're in and you're entrenched, you're the first person.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the best way to work your system so that you get all the best deals and like all the coolest stuff? Because I'm the same way. I'm Scottish. In my family, there's shame if you pay full retail.
Exactly.
I would be shunned. I've been on your site more than I can count. So what's the best way to work it to make it work for you?
So the best way, there's a couple things. One is to sign up for the emails because it's easy to forget because there's something new every single day at 9 a.m. on all 4 steals.com websites. So it's easy to, get in your routine and totally forget, what's on? Oh, I missed that on Baby Steals 3 days ago or on She Steals. And I get that every single day. Someone messages me every single day and says, I just caught up on my emails and I missed Mondays and it looks like it's sold out. Is there any way to get any more? So if you're truly a major deal shopper, it's signing up for the email and check the site at least once a day. Because the other thing is, and here's another real trick that a lot of people forget, if you log in and create an account, which is totally free, you just put in your email address, every time you visit the site, you get what's called steal points.
Really?
So every single day, if you click to Baby Steals and She Steals and Craft Steals and Kid Steals.
Oh man, why did you start Craft Steals? You know how screwed I am now?
I know.
Shanna, seriously. You just took the rest of my credit card. Okay, go on, I'm sorry.
So you get 8 points a day, which actually it translates into 8 cents. If you just check the site every single day, I'll click to all 4, it's $30 a year.
Man, you're like a Bitcoin faucet, except
Right?
for more fun. You are,
Totally.
I swear. Okay, what is like the most satisfying? There's always like one brand you chase, like the great white whale, and then you get them and you're like, I am God, right here. I mean, which one did you catch that really got you excited?
It's so funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about that last night.
Because you nurture them and you're like, hey,
Totally.
I'm right here.
There was that very moment that actually happened. And when I started Baby Steals, I was really obsessed with a diaper bag brand called Jujubee.
Oh yeah, they're so cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
adorable. But I thought to myself, girl, I'll know I've made it if I can ever get Jujubee to be on Baby Steals. But I didn't think at the time that would even be possible. So about 4 months in, it really wasn't that long. I'll never forget this moment. I'm shopping at Walmart with my 2 kids, and I get a phone call from San Clemente, California, and I thought, that couldn't possibly be Jujubee. I knew that was their headquarters. And I answer the phone, and it's like, Jenna, this is Joe Croft, owner of Jujubee. And I literally, my knees buckled.
That's so cool. Oh no, that's so cool.
I grabbed onto the edge of the Walmart cart, and I was looking, and I'm looking at the kids going, oh my gosh. Anyway, now he's a great friend, and, it's funny to even think back that I was so nervous. And we've done business with them ever since.
No, I just love the thing about the kids. Shh, mommy's being professional. Shh.
I know.
And it's so funny.
Right in the middle of Walmart, right?
That is so epic, though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, what is like, in terms of, what are you seeing the biggest push for? What is everybody totally digging like on the mom site? I mean, what's like the hottest thing right now?
So really what's changed a lot over the last 10 years is our audience has really grown. Meaning
Hugely.
we start with Baby Steals, all of these, at one point it was just such a craze to even just get on the website because our website would crash. It was amazing. But now,
It's a good problem to have. It really is. Yeah.
It really is. I would love to go back to those days, although technology and our site has improved so much that it would be really difficult to crash the website at this point.
I know it's so fast. I've been on. Yeah, I was on Kid Steals a while ago, and it was incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that they've grown and everything, that's one of the main reasons we started She Steals. So the biggest seller we have right now is actually, it's on for the next hour or two. It's Muckluck's footwear. So
Get out.
Yeah. So it's really, footwear for women right now is what is just going crazy, and particularly the Muckluck's brand. Yeah, there she goes. And I actually
I'm not shopping. This is research. Keep
exactly. So Muckluck's tends to do extremely well, especially this time of year, for sure.
Oh, I love footwear though, because it doesn't matter if you've gained 10 pounds. It's like your foot is always the same.
That's so true.
Unless you're pregnant, and then everything goes straight
of
to
course.
HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next on your evil vision? I mean, what's on conquering the planet? What's next?
Yeah. So what's next? I actually just completed. So it's now. In the past, the only way as a product inventor or as a brand to be on our site is to become the daily deal. And as a shopper, though, the biggest thing we'd always get is, well, I came to your site, but you're only selling diaper bags. But I was looking for baby shoes, or I wanted a jacket for my baby, but you didn't have any, so I left. And that always crushed me, that I've got people coming to my website, because that's really difficult to do. Getting someone to come to a
Once
website.
you're here, I want to keep you forever.
Exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
So now we actually transitioned into a marketplace, and what that means is
Very cool.
Yeah, so if you don't like the daily deal, or you're not looking for something that's currently being promoted on the homepage, you can search for anything you want, either through our categories or just typing in on the top right what you're looking for. We now have, a year ago we had the daily deal on baby steals and kid steals and scrapbook steals and she steals. Now we still have that, but if you dig deeper, we have over, my word, probably 300,000 different products for sale at all times.
You pulled together that kind of inventory in 12 months?
Yes. However, it's virtual.
Wow.
In that, I used to have a 15,000 square foot warehouse by the airport. We were shipping out all the orders ourselves, and we still do quite a bit of shipping of our own items. But now we're allowing people to create a store on our own website, if you will.
That is so smart.
Yeah, it's very similar to Amazon in a way that
Yeah.
when you go to Amazon, it's kind of rare that you actually get the package from Amazon. It looks like it, but it's typically shipped by someone else. And that's really what's kind of the new climate in e-commerce, is that. And so we were able to make that transition, and so now it's not just the daily deal. You can buy thousands of other items that you like at really good prices too.
See, this is one of the things I love about your site, though, because I know that you have some of the huge ones, obviously, that we've talked about, but you do have smaller mom and pop stores that would be crushed if they tried to open a brick and mortar and try to start their own business now. But they've got a good idea, so they come to you and they say, could I do this as a store? And you're like, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
that opens up this whole new revenue option for people who think they've got something smart, but they don't have anywhere to go with it.
And you just totally epitomized my favorite thing about what I do. I absolutely love to find really cool, interesting brands, because I can see a product and know if it's going to be a winner. I mean, after 10
I wish
years
I
of
had
doing
your
this.
brain. Oh, man.
I mean, after 10 years of doing this, it's, you kind of know what's going to happen with
Yeah.
it. And so I love helping people bring their product, get it online, market it to other people, and then see what happens to them afterward. It's so rewarding. It's almost like creating a startup with your own startup and seeing it feeds
It's true, though. You're right. It's like you were all my children. I've done this.
Yes, exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's my favorite thing about what I do.
Okay, what's today's daily steal on baby steals?
Baby steals, well, it's going to switch now, and I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's about to switch here. And right now, I believe it is Choose by Jack and Lily.
I've got to go into my inbox. But
Oh wait,
my
that's right, it's
God.
the Red Dolly swimwear. Okay.
That's the retro mommy. Oh, they're so cute.
Isn't that adorable?
Oh, my
Yeah.
voice is pitching higher. That means I'm. When you get really excited and the tone of your voice is like only heard by bees because you're so excited. Yeah, okay, we'll stop. Okay, so once again, it's steals.com. She's got everything laid out here so you can see all the different stores. But it's so much fun to shop. And by the way, if you would like to shop today, this is just a thought, you can go to any one of them, and if you hashtag Todd and Erin, then it's just a nice way for them to know where you came from. It makes Jenna like me a little bit more, and since I'm sucking up to her because I really like her stuff, that helps us. Just a thought. This is so cool. Are you going to come back? Because this is so
I would
fun.
love to. I would absolutely love to. Let's do it.
It would be fun to talk about ways to start businesses too with women, because I know you've been really good about that. But there's a lot of trial and error. It'd be nice to skip past some of that stuff.
Totally. Yeah, I'd be more than willing to.
The dark mistress of internet, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jenna Francis from Steals.com. We'll be right back.
Sure what we're doing.
We're
Hi, we're back. It's the Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com.
I've been waiting for the instant karma
Oh,
story.
okay. We talked. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Africa, lion eats poacher. Okay. I feel better.
Best headline of the day. There's not really
What do you add to that?
nothing.
Except yum, yum,
You
yum,
let it
yum.
sit there. Okay, did you remember that the very last Seinfeld episode
Yes,
where
yes.
they were all watching
Oh,
that mugging?
Hello.
And they're
they-
like eating popcorn. They're like, oh, look at that guy.
and they didn't do anything.
And so they ended up in
hence
jail.
Jail.
They're actually trying to do that here in Utah now, Utah
should.
State Legislature. Well, here's the thing I don't get. Yeah, you absolutely should. And so basically, the House of Representatives voted against it. the plan was it would make it a crime if you did not assist a person in danger by calling 911. They weren't even asking you
Call
to
911.
They weren't even asking you to jump in and like risk getting stabbed or something. They just
Right.
said, could you please put down your phone from filming and call 911?
Yeah, stop filming me. I'm being beaten. Put your phone down or call 911 or get this guy off me.
Well, but there were a couple of people who disagreed. They said, well, we're saying you're a criminal if you do nothing. Personally, I agree, but that's just me. But here's the thing that I have a hard time with, and even the ACLU was against it. Going, I don't, because I think if you're a decent human being, you're going to try to help in whatever way you can anyway. And if you really are the kind of person who's just going to stand there and stare, I don't think a law's going to change that. You're just a horrible human being.
Let me do a little demonstration for you.
Please do.
Home button. 911. Here's the hard part.
It doesn't
You have
even
to
take
start,
any of your cell
You have to
points.
start talking. Hi, I'm on Elm Street. There's a gorilla eating something. Please come and help. All right, bye.
I'm not sure that was the most compelling example we could have given, but okay.
I don't know what he was eating. But the point being is like it's just common sense, and I think we're trying to make laws about common sense.
Well, one of the ones that was hard, though, is especially proponents of victims of domestic violence. They were saying no because people don't want to get involved and
gosh.
they don't want to. They're not
didn't even
sure what
think.
happened. But it's like no, you still.
It could turn out worse for the spouse who's at that moment.
You need to call 911. You need to get them help, and it doesn't matter whether you're
This
like
is true.
I'm not sure what happened.
You're right.
You can't, and that is true. Domestic violence is one of the biggest crimes where people will stand by.
What I said was wrong, by the way,
kind of not sure.
about not reporting it because it would make it worse. That was absolutely incorrect.
That's
what
not.
I said.
That's not how you meant it. I think what you were
Right.
trying to say is you were trying to say intervening yourself is what you meant, right?
Yes.
But the point is that is one of the biggest crimes where people will not step in and try to offer assistance or call 911. And
How
that
can
is
you
a big deal.
not? I guess I just don't understand that. That's not the way I'm wired, I guess. But
I understand being afraid, and I understand not wanting to get hurt because I dislike pain. Stab wounds concern me too. But
the nice thing
why couldn't you just call 911?
the nice thing, there's a bunch of videos out there, and it's kind of cool. And it's like if someone is being verbally attacked, and they're saying, go back to your country or whatever it might be, or your religion or whatever, the best thing you can do is go and sit with a person so that the person doesn't feel alone. The best thing is to get in between, facing the person who's being accosted, basically, and just being there with him, sitting next to him. And I've seen these videos and on subways and buses, and it ends up being a crowd around the person. And the jerk, the
And
guy
you don't have to confront the horrible person.
don't have to confront.
You don't have to do anything. You just
Right.
have to. And it's really powerful. That actually started as the safety pin movement in Britain.
Oh, it did. What was
Which is
that?
why, and it was "You're safe with me," and people would wear safety pins. You and I had one on for over a year.
right.
And it was basically the signal: if you're having a problem, I'm there. I'll come with you. I'll stand by you. I'll be there to support you.
Which is great.
So, but yeah, I'm sad the bill didn't pass, but I'm also not sure what it would have done, because it's one of those weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Well, by golly, we're here to make laws, and by golly, we're going to make them. No
This-
matter what. This is my dream.
this
I've got
story.
this.
Okay, I'm
this
gonna.
One
just
day you
let it
wake
follow
up in
me.
the morning. You wake up in the morning. You look towards your beautiful person that you love so much, and you say to them in this just incredible voice, "We have a dream now." And she goes, "What?" And you say, "We're going to sell everything we own." And she says, "What?" And I said, "Everything." She's like, "No."
That won't take long.
And then I convince her.
Really small
right?
now.
And then we go and we get on KSL and we sell all our stuff, and what we don't, we donate to charity. You know why? Because we have a dream. We have a vision. We're going someplace. And you know where we're going?
We have some yard sales.
We're selling everything, and we're getting on a 28-foot boat, sailboat.
Are we gonna sail around the
And
world?
we are going to start in the Gulf Coast. And people are going, "Oh, I wish I could do that. You lucky sons of a guns." And you're like, "That's right."
You're following your dream. You're courageous. That's beautiful.
Ask me for something in the kitchen. Ask me for something. Do you
Honey,
have a...
could you go down to the galley? Because that's what
No, like in our house. Say, "Todd, do we have a toaster?"
No.
Sold it.
Do we have that?
Sold
that
it.
expense? Okay. What about the
Sold it.
The blender?
Sold it.
Okay.
Empty house. Sell the house. Done. Get the boat. Get on the water. Boat sinks.
Like, seriously?
Hit something.
Like right away?
Pretty much.
2 days in?
There it is.
Oh, man.
So sad.
2 days in and they capsized the boat.
Now it's like, hey, do you have a toothbrush? No. No, I don't. That's horrible.
That's just about the saddest story I've ever heard. So I'm not sure why I'm laughing, because that means I'm going to go straight to HE double hockey sticks for laughing.
Pretty much. They said that it's just, a time to start a new dream.
When it involves homelessness, apparently.
In a really small apartment.
So I'm guessing things like insurance
Is that the worst story
for the
in
boat
the world?
had not occurred to them.
It's the worst story in the world. I can't believe I did it.
2 days. 2 days into the journey.
It wasn't even a 3-hour cruise.
Okay. All right. Here's a very good cautionary tale about why you should read
3 hours.
the fine print.
Okay.
Why reading the fine print is very important.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're
Let me
on-
ask this.
Yes.
You got me tickets to go see Eddie Izzard, one of my favorite comedians.
Yes.
He's British. And we just loved him. For my birthday, Erin surprised me, and she flew me to Seattle.
Not personally myself.
And I
There
got
was a
to
jet.
sit in the front row and watch my favorite comedian. And it's like...
Cake or death.
And then locally, there were tickets that we got, and you have the tickets and you hold them, and you're like, those are the tickets. You put them on the mantle. You put them in a picture frame. You do anything, and because you say in a month, boom,
Looking
I'm
forward
going.
to this, yeah.
So this guy did the same thing, and he's a big fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers, this guy lives for them. And so he said,
Well,
you know
Flea
what I'm
is
going to
pretty
do?
cool.
I am going to go to Belfast and enjoy this, Mr. Duncan said. And he's freaking out. Because
So
they're
he
really
actually
fun.
got like once in a lifetime tickets to their concert.
Basically.
Because they don't really go on the road very often anymore. And
And-
so he loved him so much he was willing to go to Dublin.
And he's traveling. He's traveling to go see him. And he gets there, and no one's wearing pants.
What does that mean?
This isn't a mistake I could make because I have dyslexia. The Red Hot Chili Pipers.
He spent $2,000 on tickets and a flight over to Dublin
Had them for 2 months. Had the tickets ahead of time.
to see a pipe band. I love pipe bands. We're Scottish. The tattoo is wonderful when you see it in Edinburgh. But it's not the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It's not even close.
Are you kidding me?
And he got there, Pipers, right? And he gets to the stadium, and it's like, what's going on here? This seems a little odd.
That's a weird warm-up band.
That's a strange thing. And what's with no pants? Get off that tall stage. The Pipers.
The Red Hot Chili Pipers.
All right, coming up.
Which I'm sure at the time they thought was freaking hysterical because they'll be like, hey, the Red Hot yeah.
They probably made a lot of sales that way. That's funny. The whole B section was dyslexics. Just all in bad spellers.
Wow.
Just the whole group. Yeah.
That's painful.
All right, coming up, you're going to
Hollywood
talk about...
Connection. There's a new.
Yeah.
There's another one of the old shows that's going to be new and cool again. We'll tell you which one coming up.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find out that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Fink and McGregor, also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, you can schedule an appointment and find out some amazing options for pain-free removal of varicose veins and spider veins. Your legs can look great again with the Vein Clinic. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. They also have a brand new store up in Ogden now. If you'd like to reach them, you can go to blackdiamondexperts.com.
So Jeff, you do mortgages, right?
I do.
How do you do?
Well, you go to our website, 4minutemortgage.com, fill out the application. We'll call you within 1 business day. The whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
We went to the bank
They got really personal.
and went through all of our personal records and all of our finances.
And then there was that little deal about the $8,000 closing costs.
It took like 4 months.
That's funny. That's funny.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin morning stream at GetPartDaily.com. All right.
Hollywood Connection is brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. That is Utah Heating and Cooling, by the way. And they can set up a maintenance schedule for your commercial properties. You never have to worry about anything again. First one, this is pretty cool. You know, we've got Will and Grace now that came back.
Yes.
Where's Murphy Brown, Roseanne.
Right.
Here's the latest, The Office. They said there's a rumored revival about
get
it.
out.
Yeah. And
He can't go back to being sweet and fun. He's an action guy now.
Yeah, because he's on John Krasinski, of course, who was in the sweet guy in The Office, is now on Amazon Prime, and he's playing Jack, so he's like the adventure dude. But it was funny because he was on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and she was talking about going, "This is so exciting about the revival. Can you at least do a couple of the shows?" And he went, "Well, they never called me."
Oh.
And he says, "You know what that says to me? You know what that says to me?" He says, "That's like NBC's like, you know who we didn't like? Jim."
Oh,
we didn't like Jim.
That's horrible. Everyone else likes him.
You'd be like, "Oh, okay."
How are you gonna? I can totally see them doing
That's
that.
like finding out that your whole friend group had this awesome party, except for you weren't invited. And you're
right.
like, "Oh, that's."
Hey, when's the wedding? Well, wedding.
That's so cruel. Of course, he's also married to Emily Blunt, who's also beautiful. So really,
It doesn't matter.
He's got a great new series.
It doesn't matter. He's happy.
Now, here's the one that kills me, because if Gigi Hadid's still getting crap about her body,
Give me a picture.
There's no hope for the rest of us.
In my brain.
Actually, I think I can show you.
Oh, there she is. Oh,
Gigi,
she's
remember?
hideous.
Yeah.
Oh, how does she live with herself?
Dating one of the cute boys from One Direction, and she's
I'm
just
kidding, by the way.
heart-stoppingly gorgeous. I'm sorry, but if she gets crap about her weight, then there's no hope for the rest of us.
It's a weight issue?
Here's the deal. She actually they were commentators about her during New York Fashion Week, which is this week, and they were talking about how big she was and how she'd filled out the dresses and they weren't sitting right. And she said, for those of you who are so determined to come up with why my body's changed over the years, you may not know that I started at 17, and I was then diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, which is where you have inflammation and water retention, and it can
in your intestines.
Send you up and down, a couple of different sizes. She goes, I've been properly medicated to help with those symptoms. And she says, but I'm always tired, I'm always fatigued, and I always have to work really carefully to make sure that my body stays in some sort of general level.
It kind of takes all the fun out of it.
But she said, it just made me really sad, though. And she goes, in stress, excessive travel, I've always tried to handle it. But she said, please, as social media users and maybe human beings in general, please learn to have more empathy for others and know that you never really know the whole story. I mean, I'm sorry, but once again,
you guys,
if Gigi gets crap about her weight, then
you guys are so mad. You guys
I may as well
can't
just
win.
swell up to the size of a planet, because there's no hope.
You guys can't win. You can't win. You can't
right?
win. You can't win. You're too heavy. You're too skinny. You're too tall. You're too short. Your lips aren't pouty enough. It's just you just don't have a chance. Because I tell you what, and I think I represent
the nice guy contingent.
At least 3 people. All right, and we're driving down the road and we see someone running. Okay, and obviously they have been running a lot, and it's just like, I'm not a violent person, but I want to jump out of my car and force them to eat a cheeseburger, because it's just like, you're done. Stop. Because I don't know what people's vision of, I mean, look at me, right? This doesn't happen by accident, but
You've always been the pretty one.
You
so
guys
don't
are
start.
just so sorry for you. Glad I'm a guy.
All right, Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Think and McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Look, everything's been psycho with the stock market and interest rates. Why not just go to think-mcgregor.com? They can give you all the answers you need and give you an amazing deal on a mortgage. Also by the Vein Clinic. Go to theveinclinic.com. Schedule your appointment with the Riverton location, where my favorites are. They can make your legs look, instead of 20 years older with all the varicose veins, actually look the age of the rest of you, and without pain, and with amazing results. And also by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. Just go to brioaudiovisual.com. And Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making national and world news headlines on Tuesday, February 13th on Gephardt Daily. Donald Trump Jr.'s wife, Vanessa Trump, went to hospital for evaluation Monday after she opened a letter containing a suspicious substance, New York City officials said. New York City Fire Department officials told NBC News that 3 people at her Manhattan apartment went to New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell Medical Center as a precaution. Firefighters decontaminated Vanessa Trump and 2 others before they went to the hospital. Officials told WABC TV that the 3 appeared to be unaffected by the unknown white powder. The letter was addressed to Donald Trump Jr., President Donald Trump's oldest son. The death of Pakistani Taliban Deputy Leader Khalid Masood in a U.S. drone strike last week was confirmed Monday by a Taliban spokesman. Pakistani security officials announced the death of Masood, also known as Sajna, soon after the February 8th airstrike in Afghanistan's Paktika province on its border with Pakistan. Masood is believed to be the mastermind of a 2011 attack on a naval base in Karachi, as well as a 2012 jailbreak in Banu. And a pride of lions attacked and ate the suspected lion poacher in South Africa Monday. The mostly eaten body of the man was found near a private nature reserve over the weekend. The identity of the man has not yet been determined, but police found a hunting rifle near his remains, leading them to believe he was a poacher. And now time for another look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audiovisual specialists. After weeks of relatively dry weather, we're going to see significant snowfall, especially in the southern part of the state. Meanwhile, we'll continue to have a mix of rain and snow up north. Temps will stay on the high side. Daytime temps will hang in the low 50s the next few days, with overnight lows in the 30s. That's it for now. For more news from across the nation and around the world, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Oh, thank you, Daisy. All right, so you want a story?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay, there's a dog, and there's an old lady. Older lady. I should have said that. Older lady. I'm correcting myself a lot today. So there's this. So anyway, there's this lady. So the owner of this
Let's
dog.
just say she's an elderly lady.
Yes, doesn't speak English. And there's an owner of a dog. And the dog is inside the house with the owner, starts barking like crazy. It's like, scratching at the door. Dog never scratches at the door.
Rescue dogs are pretty well behaved. I mean,
No,
they have to be.
They didn't know this was a rescue dog.
Really?
And the dog's like freaking out, so the owner says, all right, well, maybe you really have to pee. I don't know. So he opens the door and the dog bolts. Just poof, gone. Yeah. And the owner's like, I got to get my dog.
Dog's taking off, and thanks a lot, pal. And
dog comes around the corner. This elderly lady is sitting in a pond up to her knees.
Oh.
Doesn't speak English. The dog softly goes over.
So I'm guessing some
grabs her
dementia.
clothes and just kind of tugs her to the shore.
Oh.
She's walking, and they pick her up, and they rescue her. Now, the reason I tell you this story is because
aside my heart is swelling 6 sizes today.
Yes, yeah, this is a lesson for us.
Which is?
We are dog owners. Our dog's name is Gil. Has nothing to do with fish. It's Scottish. And so our dog, who guards us against getting mail and defends us against wind, because we all know wind is dangerous. And the dog will bark occasionally at the delivery guy, because who wants packages could be a bill. And our friends just come and go as they want, because he knows the way this car doors sound. So basically, every time the dog barks, Erin says,
"Shut up, Gil."
That's the clean version. Now, the dog has thus been trained to quiet itself down. One night, about 5 months ago, we were sleeping, and the dog, remembering what Erin had told him, came up next to me on the bed, on the ground, on the floor, and just went.
You're seriously blaming me for this?
Good Gil, good Gil. Gil lays down, thinking he did his job. I woke up in the morning, my utility trailer out of my driveway is gone.
You're blaming me for your utility trailer being stolen? because I told the dog to stop barking at the mailman that he sees every single day.
Every day you tell him to not
Only on the
do
mailman.
his job. Not do his job.
So this is my fault.
Just a little bit. I just thought I'd point out the fact that this dog, right here in this story, did what it needed to do and wasn't said, don't, stop that. Don't rescue old women in ponds. Bet you they still have their utility trailer. That's all I'm saying.
We might be back in just a minute.
You know, we need to meditate like the guy who's coming up in the story.
Don't touch me.
Oh, I touched her.
We have a story about important story about poor life choices that I think you're going to want to hear.
That's coming up next.
Like this one. Don't touch me.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, hi. Erin's
I'm
got
glad
a cold.
you caught my cough. That's nice. I'm trying to discreetly cough. Again.
It's not working.
Has anyone ever else noticed that your children are petri dishes of death?
Uh-huh.
That they're basically a walking, fleshy microbe of murderous intent that go to elementary school and their friends cover each other with horrible diseases, and then they come home and they smear them all over you.
Every time that Zoe, our little one, has a cold, she talks to me this far away.
The best is when they cough right in your face.
But you already
And
know
we're
this.
not- This is true.
We're
We're
just
not telling you anything you don't know,
Doing
right?
the thing. All right, so tell me about, you know what? Meditation and yoga have become huge, and people are finding new ways to relax all the time.
I know it's beautiful with goats. I think that they've actually...
Hot yoga.
Hot yoga with goats. But this is interesting, you know, sometimes the one place you wouldn't think you would have a problem with break-ins would be perhaps the police department, right?
Hey, why would you
Well, the
break
Provo
in?
Police Department was doing all the things that a Provo Police Department would be doing
Policeizing.
day before yesterday, and it was locked because it was nighttime, and so it was a matter of having to buzz it to come in, go, you know, security, logical,
Sure.
right?
Police department.
Well, one of the women at the front desk was looking up, and she was looking at the security feeds in one of the hallways by the evidence locker, and she went, well, I'll be darned.
There to steal stuff.
And she looked, and there was a gentleman sitting on the floor, really more sprawled, but let's not be fussy, drinking from a bottle of vodka.
Right.
And apparently what had happened is that frustrated, the doors had been locked. A man had used an empty bottle of vodka as a makeshift key to open a doorway to the building.
Because...
And, excuse me, this is the Orem Police Department. I don't want to mess this up because this is beautiful. And they found him just sitting there. He goes, I was really looking for a quiet place of meditation, a Zen zone. And they said, we found him a super quiet place to meditate.
And that would be...
And this is the
cell.
best... This is the best hashtag I think that I have read this year. Vodka mixes well with everything except for good decisions.
Oh, funny.
That's pretty much the trifecta. I'm going to break into a police department.
It's saving time.
Drunk.
And meditate.
Meditate. It's like everything you would dream of, right?
Did you hear this thing about Aetna?
Yes. We are Aetna, by the way.
Insurance, health insurance. What movie does this remind me of?
Erin Brockovich?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different ones like that.
She basically said that they basically revealed the fact that they never looked at patients' records before turning them down for insurance coverage.
Well, this is a killer thing. It was actually brought to light by Jillian Washington. She's 23 years old, has a variable immune deficiency, and she was denied coverage for an infusion of intravenous immunoglobulin 4 years ago, which, you know, life-saving, important,
right.
That stuff. And so they'd gone over and over and gone through the appeals process, done everything, and finally been, I'm going to sue. I mean,
right.
Come on, this is a logical thing. And so they basically pulled the person who was actually responsible for overseeing that section of the company and the country, former Aetna Medical Director Dr. J. Ken Illumina. He admitted under oath that he, quote, never looked at patients' records when deciding whether or not to approve or deny care.
Ooh.
That, to me,
Oh, yeah.
would seem like one of the first things required in order to make an informed decision.
May I add something, too? By putting off treatment, how many people passed away?
See, this is the thing that kills me. He said it wasn't clear about what most effective drug would be used to treat any of the symptoms or what the consequences for the abrupt discontinuation of the therapy, which is what they recommended, would be. He goes, do I know what happens? I don't know. I don't treat it. That's a great doctor. That's a great doctor.
Way to go.
So now here's the inquiry from the media to Aetna. They go, we look forward to explaining our new clinical process. In other words, we're not going to tell you anything that we've screwed up, but we're going to try to cover a few things over.
Like insurance wasn't bad enough.
He never looked at their records to approve or deny care.
It's so complicated. Why?
He's a doctor.
What's so?
Isn't he supposed to know that stuff? He has medical advisors for that thing.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Big deal yesterday with snowboarders.
Not funny.
And they've been worrying about this. Matter of fact, from the opening, the wind has been a factor. Now, you can imagine if you're doing 4 rotations in the air like this, that wind is going to play a part in your landing.
Well, this is what's so scary. They literally were expecting them to risk their lives yesterday. There were 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And Dutch writer Cheryl Moss said, this is a blank show. She was that furious that they were like, no, we're going ahead. And 2 of the snowboarders dropped out going, it's not worth me getting killed.
You're going to get...
And
you're 40 feet in the air.
Another girl tried it, and she came down and ripped apart her knee. And Jamie Anderson went second to the Olympic slopestyle gold. But she said, I don't think I should have done it. She said, I think she said, I'm pretty stunned that I didn't kill myself. Amy Fuller, she said, this photo says it all, gutted, because you can see the wind behind her and it's blowing everybody's hair, everything straight back. She goes, I'm gutted. She said, not the way I pictured riding in my finals debut, but at 70 miles an hour, I said it as hard as I could, but the wind took me, so I'm going to go home now and have surgery on my knee. I mean, at some point, aren't you supposed to go, these conditions seem inopportune?
Right.
I just feel so bad.
Maybe all they had to back it up was curling or something like that, which is a great sport,
Sylvia
by the way.
said torn medial meniscus.
Yeah.
That basically another woman said the women's slopestyle was won by anyone who could make it down the run. Wow.
Instead of calling it off because of television rights, perhaps.
And the trouble is these girls, I mean, it's the same thing we've talked about so many times. They've trained all their life for this moment.
Right.
All their life. And women snowboarders have so much more work to do to catch up with the level that men's snowboarding is at. And they're the ones that are the most daring, that are like, no, I'm going to try to do this.
One of the things about canceling events, and they were talking about this with some other events too, is that they have to tag them on the end, and they all have to fit in before the closing ceremonies. And the switching of personnel, and the switching of cameras, and the switching of all that stuff kind of takes precedence over them
life
actually,
and things like legs,
and letting these kids who have trained for 20 years do their thing for the United States of America.
50-mile-an-hour wind gusts and you're up in the air? I don't think so. Yeah, no. Sorry.
No. That's the way I land. Okay? Just yard sale. Do we have this story about this poor kid?
Oh my God.
In California.
They were treating an 11-year-old in Los Angeles, Dr. Albert K. He's an assistant professor of pediatrics at Loma Linda University. Kid came into the pediatric ward with a skin abscess. He scraped his elbow in a tidal pool on a beach. And the elbow started swelling more and more, and his mom put, Lidocaine, all the stuff you put on it to try to bring it down.
Right.
And all of a sudden he said, I hear a clicking noise.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
When I do my elbow. And so they're like, oh, man, maybe he broke part of his elbow or something.
Oh,
so
bone spur.
So this is where they lance and drain, which is like 2 phrases I never want to really hear about. And they discovered a hard object in the elbow, a joint between this bone and
we get
that
it. Yeah,
one.
we get it. Okay.
It was a periwinkle snail.
It was a what?
It was a periwinkle snail that had managed to make its way under his skin and between his bone and into his joint.
Awesome.
That
Nice.
was in his elbow.
Escargot.
Yeah. The unique characteristics of this intertidal mollusk appear to have enabled it to survive in the subcutaneous tissue
It was
for a week,
alive?
despite the hostile environment of a skin abscess.
Well, if it was going to die, it's a snail. It'd do it really slowly anyway. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us this morning on the
So now
Todd and
that
Erin morning
you're so
stream.
creeped out, you really want to just peel off your own skin? Thanks.
Hey.
See you tomorrow.
All right. See you. Bye.
Oh.